Paramahamsa Nityananda conducted a special weekly program, continued education process on the day 9th of the Nityananda Purnima Brahmotsavam. Paramahamsa Nityananda personally trained Balasens of the Nityananda Gurukul in the Shivastamba Yoga, an ancient and intense form of yoga practiced on the pole, which has been revealed by Sadashiva himself in the Shaivagamas. Sadashiva reveals in the Shaivagamas that birds and animals do have inter-organs like third eye, and which can be awakened and initiated. Paramahamsa Nityananda today initiated 10 lucky beings, birds, at the Nityananda Peetham to manifest these extraordinary powers and possibilities of Sadashiva using the science revealed by him.
Millions of explanations, meanings, definitions for Guru exists. But let me tell you, best Guru, ultimate Guru, Sadashiva himself, when he happened in my life as Arunagiri Yogeshwara, what I experienced with him, how he defined himself. Let me define how he held himself, how he conducted himself. Verbally, he was always ferocious, demanding, expecting me to stand up to his expectation, Anyakara. In reality, absolutely comfortable and never bothers, never cares, never even remembers the verbal instruction he gave, the way his body language, the way his life, the way he holds in his inner space. Important sacred secret of Guru-disciple relationship, which forms the fundamental, foundational, first principle of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, is Guru-disciple relationship. Everything starts there, everything ends there. Everything starts there, everything ends there, but this itself does not end. The relationship itself never ends.
The Nitya Kriya Yoga program continued today as participants manifested the Shaktis of body scanning and depth. They also learned a powerful Kriya to rejuvenate the causal layer, which is associated with the deep pain that happens at the time of death and results in coma. Today is the auspicious occasion of Nityananda Purnima, the day on which full enlightenment blossomed in Swamiji's body 29 years ago. Yet another fortunate batch prepared to be initiated into Bhautika Brahmacharya by performing the preparatory rituals of Pinda Tarpanam and bathing in the sacred waters of the 21-foot Ananda Lingam in the Vaidya Sarovar.
Whenever you have panic attack, whenever you have fear attack, whenever you have feeling of powerlessness, immediately don't waste that time, don't miss that time, don't miss that opportunity. Look in, find the root pattern responsible for you feeling powerless.
Nityam mantram, nityam yantram, nityam.
'Nityam, 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 '
The Cambodia Yatra, a 6-day journey with the Avatar in the lands of temples, June 3rd to June 8th. The Kailash Yatra, a 15-day journey to the ultimate statement of the cosmos, June 8th to 22nd. Upcoming programs: Inner Awakening, 21 Days to Rewrite Your Future, June 26th to July 16th. Nityananda Yoga Teacher Training, June 27th to July 17th. Nitya Dhyan Yoga, June 9th and 10th. Nitya Kriya Yoga, June 11th to 15th. Nityanandam, May 30th to June 8th. Kalpataru Yoga, Manifest Reality, every Sunday online and at our Nityananda centers worldwide. Akashic Reading, access past, present and future. Contact your local center to register. Offer your name carved on golden leaf for the Golden Sadashivamurti. innerawakening.org/golden leaf. Achalamurti Seva, offer worship to the Ashtavatara. sangha.nityananda.org/Achalamurti Seva. Mahasadashivoham, taking you to the next level of consciousness, June 27th to July 27th.
स्वभावचिन्मयानन्दं कृपापूर्णं जगत्पतिं हरिषड्वर्गजेतारं नित्यानन्दगुरुं भजे.
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Welcome you all with my love and respects. Beautiful day, 70th anniversary of my first experience. Maybe I'll take few minutes to express exactly what happened. You see, around the age of 10, I used to go and see this great master Annamalai Swamigal. He's a great enlightened being, one of the direct disciple of Bhagavan Raman Maharshi. He is the person who used to give bath to Bhagavan. Even when Bhagavan takes bath, he will be the person who touches his body and gives bath. Such a close disciple. One day, when he was giving bath, he writes in his memoirs, I thought I am touching the body, just a normal body. He thought, you see, when you are too intimate with God, you can forget. You may, sometimes there is a difficulty, you may take it for granted. I am touching, after all, a normal body. What it is, everybody is worshipping this body. Everybody is feeling he is God, he is God, he is Bhagavan. I am touching only normal body. He says, suddenly something happened. I don't know what happened. And Bhagavan touched me. Whether he read my mind or not, I don't know what happened. And I went into Samadhi. And that's all. After that, completely stopped working. Not only stopped working, stopped living normal way of life. He just started relaxing, settled down just near the ashram in one place. He sat. Just that one experience changed the whole life. He became enlightened. One of the great disciples, or enlightened disciples of Ramana Maharshi, I used to go and see him around the age of 10. He's a very nice elderly person.
he was sitting and talking to the group of seekers. He was telling that we are not body and we are beyond suffering and pain and all those things. Naturally, I was not able to understand. How can he say that we are beyond suffering? If my mother beats me, I have pain. If my teacher shouts at me, I have a suffering. How can he say that we are beyond pain and suffering? Anyhow, I just did not leave that. Went home and took a knife and just cut my thigh to see whether I really have pain or not. See, when Krishna said, Atma will not be cut by sword and can't be burnt by fire and can't be destroyed by anything, Arjuna tested that philosophy on others by killing others. But I tested it unfortunately on me. Of course, there was pain and I was taken to hospital. Doctor did all the first aid and everything. After a few days, again I went back to him, asked him, what is this? What have you taught? See, you said that we will not have pain and suffering. I went and cut myself and now I have pain. I have suffering, a very deep cut, 13 stitches in those days. And 13 stitches is too much for a 10-year-old boy. And he was smiling at me and he said, my son, just try to find the source from where you are feeling the pain, point in which you are feeling the pain. Try to find the source. Do this meditation. Even after he taught the meditation, I was not completely convinced. I told him, it's okay, you have given me blessing or initiation or meditation. You could have done this before I cut my thigh. You could have done this earlier. Why did you make me cut my thigh and then talk all these things? He said that don't bother my son. Don't bother about this pain. Your courage to experiment with the truth will liberate you. That is enough. We'll take care. Don't bother. So it was a big inspiration. I said, all right, let me at least now do the meditation. Anyhow, cutting is over. Let me at least do the meditation. I used to play with the technique. I'll just sit and see from where that pain is coming or where that I'm feeling that I. Whenever I find time, I'll just sit and play with this technique. Not even seriously, just very casually. Trying to find the source of the self. Not even as a meditation, just as a casually. Don't know what will be the end of the meditation and all those things. What will be the result of what I am doing also. Just because he said, let us do, that's all. And I used to even think that maybe the end of the meditation, God will appear and tell that you will not have pain. Because I don't have a clear idea. I don't have a clear idea what will happen as the result of the meditation. He only told do this, that's all. And I know for sure that if I do this, I will not have any suffering or pain in future. I may not have any suffering or pain in the future, that's all. No other idea or expectation of exactly what will happen if I do this meditation. No idea exactly what will happen if I do this meditation. Anyhow, started playing with the technique very casually. And one day, of course, the same day, second Tamil month, Purnima, Vaikasi is the month, Purnima, full moon day, evening, same time, around 4:30 to 6:30, maybe you can say this. This is the Sandhya time when the sun sets and moon rises. In India, Sandhya means this is the time, 4:30 to 6:30. That is the Sandhya. Sandhya time. Of course, I was not aware that today, that day was Purnima and all those things. I was just sitting on a rock in the Arunachala hill, trying very casually, sitting and trying to find the source from where that I is raising, that feeling of I is happening. That day I was sitting for quite a long time. Don't know why I was sitting on all those things. Just was sitting and trying to find the source in a deep way. Suddenly something happened, like I am being sucked inside, pulled inside. Just I was being sucked inside. I was sitting with closed eyes, but I saw very clearly something opened inside. The moment that opened inside, I was able to see whole 360 degree without opening my eyes. My eyes was closed, but I was able to see complete 360 degree. Whatever was happening in the front, side, back, side and up, down, all the direction. Not only I was able to see, I was able to feel clearly how much you all are alive inside your skin. How much you all are alive. We are all alive inside our skin. We can feel we are living inside our skin. Same way, same intensity, I was able to feel I am alive in everything I was able to see. Understand? I was able to see the whole thing, whatever was around me, the plants, rock, tree, everything. And I was able to feel that I am alive in everything. How I feel, how you all feel you are alive inside your body, same way I felt alive with the whole cosmos, with the whole existence. It was just, till then I was body. After that experience, I am body also. Understand? I am body also. It was a very deep experience. If it is just a word or imagination, it won't make such a big impact on your inner space. It was a strong conscious experience. See, now you know you are inside your skin. Anything you will listen as long as it does not disturb you. If something disturbs your life, naturally you know how to protect yourself because you are alive inside. It is your conscious experience. How many people may teach you that you are not a body? You will listen, but you will not allow them to work on you because your conscious experience is your body. In my case, I am, this whole existence became my conscious experience. That is why I started living according to that. People feel surprised sometimes why I lived such a strong, intense life in that age. It's very difficult, unimaginable. It's unimaginable for you because it is not your conscious experience. It's such a simple thing for me because feeling the whole cosmos is me has become conscious experience. It was a very solid experience. Then late night, by the time I was able to move the body a little bit, it became late night. Somehow I came down. After settling into the body a little bit, I thought that some ghost has possessed me. I got frightened. Something has happened. Even though there is a deep joy inside, but I don't know what has really happened. First time, something new. Some ghost has possessed me or not, I don't know. I started thinking in that way and went to that Mataji Kuppammal and told her what happened. She just laughed and said that you are not possessed by ghost, you are possessed by God. And she gave me the courage to live with it, to accept that experience, and she supported me. For 3 days I was not able to eat anything. I think that is why so much of food is today offered. 3 days I was not able to eat anything. It was such an intense ecstasy, because if I see the food, that is also alive and this is also alive. I am sitting inside the food. What is there to put something into something? And it is there. Everything is alive. So how will you put something into something? You won't put your finger into your mouth and chew. So how to put something into something? Everything is life. It was such a solid experience. It took 3 days. She used to put somehow she will put little food in the mouth and try to force me to eat, but it will come out, and this way it happened, and she took care. After 3 days, body became little settled. Then, even though she told me that I am possessed by God and supported me and helped me, she encouraged and gave me courage. Even though she supported that fear, I never went near that rock again for next 6 months. I'll never go near that area. And after a few days, I caught hold of my close friend, still he is there, and took him to the temple. The temple, I told him, I want to tell you some important thing. And he said, okay. We went to one corner where no people come. Not much visitors come. He was sitting next to me and told him, hey, see, from that day, something happened to me in the hill. I am able to see all 360 degree now. I can see everything, what is happening in front of me and back side, every side. First he took me, he just started making fun of me. Fool, you are talking and all those things. He did not take me seriously. I told him, you see, if you want, you can check. You see, behind there is a tree, na? Ant is going. I can see, you see. It was a big shock for him. And I told very clearly behind the tree and what all is going on, who is crossing and what color dress he is wearing, without turning my head. And ant climbing the tree and that small insects, I told, that fellow got frightened. First shock for him. I told him, if you want, you check. He had a Indian rupee coin in his packet. He picked up the coin and he said, I will show behind your head. You tell me which side I am showing, head or tail. And we had that game. I told clearly, for 10, 12 times he checked. I told very clearly. That completely shook that guy. I told him, you also go and sit on the rock, you will have this. No, because still I was not very clear why it happened and what happened and all those things. All I know is now I can see everything, and it is very joyful, like a bliss fever. It was a bliss fever, you see. And I told him, you also go and sit on that rock. I will tell you where it happened. I won't come. You go and you will also be able to see like this everything. And that fellow slowly started, no, now I have to go to house, I have to do my homework. I said, no, sit, I will tell you what all to be done. And he was telling, no, I have to go now, I am in some urgent work. I caught hold of his hand. No, first, because I thought that he is going to escape. And he started saying, no, I am feeling like going to bathroom, leave me a hand. And I caught hold of him. I was trying to catch him and no, sit. First listen the whole thing. And I could see very clearly when I was trying to catch him without running, I could see very clearly, body may be two, but I am alive in both the bodies. both the bodies I am alive. But the poor guy, he can't understand. He can't understand. Then suddenly hit me, what is this? I feel like I am having two bodies. And but he is completely frightened that I could see all the direction, and he can't imagine. Till yesterday I was his friend, and today I can do all these things. And he just said that leave me now, I have to go to bathroom, and after going to bathroom I will come back. Because usually when you get frightened, first thing you will feel like going to bathroom only. This fellow ran, and whatever he did, 1 or 2, I don't know, but he ran away, never came back. And I was sitting there, thinking he will come back. And anyhow, after a few hours, I understood that this guy is not going to come back. I went back to home. Still now, he describes his experience, and Swamiji was catching me not to run, trying to make him sit. That time I felt that something was happening inside my body. He says that I am the first person who received energy darshan. He came and did our NSP. In NSP I gave energy darshan. He said that the same thing I felt that time. The same thing I felt, I had experienced that time. So first energy darshan. And it was fun. It changed the whole perspective of life. Our experience about life and the idea about me and life and God, everything was changed. Earlier my idea about God, me, world, everything was totally different. Now my idea about the self, Jiva, the Jagat, world, and God, Ishvara, totally different. And yesterday I was sitting and talking with my ashramites. I was just seeing how this experience happened, why this experience happened. See, there are so many boys who are cutting their thighs or hands or legs in so many ways, but all of them are not having spiritual experience. Why did this happen? I can say one important reason. My whole inner space was ripe, ready for this small technique to just awaken or open it. Because constantly I used to be in that high frequency of feeling connected with the masters without even my awareness. See, who inspires or impresses you, they become hero of your inner space, in the young age especially. These great masters, they have impressed me so much. In every situation, internally, I will calculate how this master will behave at this moment. Let me behave that same way. For example, if I had some fear, I will remember how Annamalai Swamigal will face this fear. He won't bother. He is an enlightened. Let me also be like that. The inner space was so inspired and impressed by these great masters. Every step in my life, I will think how he will behave. Let me do that. For example, if I see some sweet or something, my brothers and all will jump. Hey, I want this chair, I want that chair. I will think how Annamalai Swami will behave. He won't bother. He will keep it in one corner. It will be there. Let me also be like that. I don't know how this system got developed into me. So much inspired, impressed by that masters. The inner space was so pure also, young age. No other heroes. Only these masters are the heroes. And every step I used to think how he will behave. Let me behave like that. how he will do. Let me do like that. I used to go for a circumambulation of the hill, to go around the hill. It's a 16 kilometer in the late night. When I have little fear, I'll think how Annamalai Swami will behave. He won't bother about fear. Then let me also be like that. Let me tell you one incident. Really it happened. Heavy rain. Maybe around the time when I had my first experience, I was going for a circumambulation of that hill. I had fear, heavy rain and thunders, lightning. Immediately I thought, how Annamalai Swami will behave? He won't bother. He will just walk. Let me also do the same way. And I was walking through the traditional crematorium, where people are cremated in India, cremated and buried. In India, both are done in same place. Burial and cremation, both are done in same place. I was walking through that because when you go around the hill, you are supposed, that path goes through that crematorium of Arunachala, the city's cremation ground. Suddenly I saw one dog biting something and eating. When I went near, the dog was trying to bark to drive me out. First thing, when the fear came, I saw that. I thought, how Annamalai Swami will behave? He won't bother. Just let me go. I started moving. Anyway, when I started moving, the dog got frightened and ran away. When I went near only, I saw it was a dead body which was not completely buried, came out in the rain, and it is lying on the road. And just imagine, 12-13-year-old boy, midnight, dead body, without head, because head is in the mouth of the dog. And the moment the fear started, it did not even reach my being completely. The shock, fear stroke did not even happen completely. The moment even the first thought started coming, the awareness was so intense, I thought, how Annamalai Swami will behave now? He will just walk around and go. Just walk around and go. I went, that's all. That's all. Just I took bypass, detour, walked, did not even bother to turn back and see. Just walked. The fear stroke did not reach my whole body. The fear stroke, which was like a pebble which started, or which was about to start, did not even open up and reach my body. The heat or that shivering or that shaking was not there in the body. Just it's died. It's not there. Intensely, the whole conscious inner space was ready. That is the reason the small, just a small punch or a small inspiration was able to put me into that experience. That's what I call living enlightenment. When you live enlightened master's body language, you live enlightenment. Whenever any thought comes into my body or into the space, first thing I'll think, how he will behave. Naturally, this will not be there. Then forget about it. Forget about it. Anything, whether it is related to clothes or food or anything, if I feel little lazy to meditate or to walk, I'll think how Annamalai Swami will think now, how he will handle this situation. Naturally, he will not bother about this laziness. He will get up and sit and meditate. Do that, that's all. So he became the scale. These masters became the scale or the inner space, just constantly from morning till night, constantly they became the life center. I asked him once, Swamiji, that I saw Annamalai, the Arunachaleshwara in dream. Do you also see him in the dream? He said, no, I don't have any dream. You don't have dream? Then how can I have dream? That night I said, no dream. Annamalai Swami will not have dream. Then how can I have dream? No dream. You will be surprised. That night When some dream started happening, I clearly inside the dream I am saying, no, Annamalai Swami doesn't have dream, then how can I have dream? Dream disappeared. Just dream disappeared. The inner space was so thorough, so innocent, so straight, direct. It just happened. It just happened. Even if I feel cold or anything, I'll remember how he will behave. He doesn't bother, he won't bother. Then don't bother, over. There was no further questions, arguments inside. The biggest problem for a seeker is, I know it is right, but I am struggling. You are dead. You are dead. Over. Over. You will neither achieve this nor achieve that. Earlier you die, better for you and the planet Earth. Over. If somebody says, then nothing can be done by you. Nothing will be done. Then what will you do? Because you will be talking this, you will be stuck with this one idea for janmas. This is what we call Karana Sarira, giving reason. Understand? I know what Swamiji is talking is right, but I am not able to. Means what? Caught in Karana Sarira. You will never be able to get out of this layer unless you just take a strong step and put your foot down. Anybody, be very clear, just look back, look into yourself. If you are caught in this layer, be very clear, nobody can save you. Nobody can save you. You may take today's my message. Do not be stuck in that layer. Anywhere you are stuck, okay. Anywhere you can get stuck, nothing wrong. Not in that layer. Not in that layer. That is what I call evil. See, Ravana knows very clearly Sita is his own daughter. Ravana knows, but he says, I am not able to control. Then what happens? Over. See, Ravana is nothing but a schizophrenia. That is why 10 faces. It's a schizophrenia. One face, one line, one part of him is so devoted to Shiva. And one part of him is filled with lust to Sita. One part of him, arrogance and violence. It's a schizophrenia, that's all. If you are stuck in this concept, I know what Swamiji is talking is right, but I can't do, you are Ravana. Done. Nothing can be done. Even if you worship Shiva, Shiva can't save you. Ravana is a great Shiva Bhakta. You understand? Shiva was not able to save him. Worshipping Shiva did not save him. He's a great Shiva Bhakta. He built a huge temple in Trigonamalai, in Sri Lanka. There's a big temple, Trigonamalai. He brought the Shiva, worshipped. Integrated devotion is the devotion. Schizophrenic devotion is not devotion, understand. It is Ravana Bhakti. If you say, I know it is right, but I am not able to get to that, I am not able to get there, over. The reason for my first experience is, I never had that thought in my inner space. If Annamalai Swami will does, I will do, over. Nothing else. That's all. Any thought comes up inside, how will Annamalai Swami respond for this thought? How he will respond? How he will respond? He will not have this. Then forget about it. Then that is not mine. Over. Take this as a message. This is the message for you, you all. Understand, in any situation, just remember how Swamiji will behave, how Swamiji will react, how Swamiji will face this situation. Simply you will see new door opens. this is what I call living enlightenment. Understand? You don't need anything else. This one is enough. Even while you are sitting, if thoughts are coming, if Swamiji is just sitting, what will be going on inside him? Naturally silence. Then why are you thinking? Silent. Over. Nothing else. That's all. Your mind will, if your mind says, no, I know it's true, but I can't do this, it's too much, then you think, if Swamiji's mind says like this, how he will behave? You would have finished the mind that moment. That's all. Nothing else. That's all. Just be very clear. Carry this one message. Maybe you can take this one message and let this message become life into you. The message of living enlightenment. See, understand, from the age of 10, of course, around the age of 10 only I was inspired and impressed by him. That was the time I started. But I didn't even know it's a meditation technique or it's a technique or all those things. Just it started. How he will behave? How Annamalai Swami will behave for this situation? Because many times in the house, my brothers or family will, if they start fighting for something, some share, this, that, and I'll think, how Annamalai Swami will behave? He won't even bother. Forget about it. Let them have. That's all. Because actually this is what I call relationship with master. Relationship with master is not just doing some puja or putting some flowers or worshipping him once in a while. No. Being thoroughly impressed by him. Anything comes up, fear or insecurity or greed or anger, anything comes up, just see how he will behave. Simply it will disappear. It will just disappear. A simple understanding, living enlightenment. Simple understanding enough, it will disappear. Nothing else is needed. Carry this one message. Carry this one message. See, the ordinary relationship, your relationship with master, many times I used to tell people, relationship, strong feeling connected with master is enough, you don't need any other technique. That means this is what? This is what? Not just your ordinary relationship. Your ordinary relationship, you neither try to understand me nor try to imbibe. Just it is there. Just it is there, and that is not, I can't even call that as a relationship. It's a regular, ordinary thing. Feeling connected with master means just living him, living master. When you live the master, only then you feel connected to him. Only then you are expanding. Only then something is happening in you. Otherwise, you are Ravana. See, Ravana's 9 head, 10 head means what? Schizophrenia. That's why different phases. Different phases of him only is called schizophrenia. And, sometimes he behave nicely, sometimes he behave rudely, sometimes with lust, sometimes with a worshipping mood. That's why they put him all the phases. They described him like a cartoon, so many phases. Integrate. No Karana. No more being Ravana. And just let the whole body and mind imbibe the energy and spirit, inspiration of master. That's all is the message. Why this does not happen in us, because of so many other relationships. Your inner space is occupied by so many other persons, and so many other people have inspired you, or impressed you, or gave the idea that they are heroes. I always tell people, the relationship between disciple and disciple will lead to hell. Any relationship between disciple and disciple will lead to hell. Because blind leading to the blind, what will happen? Both will fall into the big ditch. Both will fall into the big ditch. Disciple-disciple relationship is the worst thing which can happen to a disciple. Disciple-disciple relationship is allowed only when some disciple enriches your faith and trust towards the master. That's all. Sometimes disciple A may inspire disciple B and enrich his devotion towards master. Only at those few moments this relationship is allowed, because at those few moments disciple A is not working. Through him master's energy is working. So he is no more a disciple at those few moments. Otherwise, in other moments he is himself. I always tell people, even the people whom I put in the front on the stage, do not think your relationship with them is going to be good. No. No. They are put on that stage with one idea. For those few moments they can inspire you and create trust on the master. Afterwards, forget about them. Relationship is only with master disciple. When two unenlightened persons starts relating, blind leading to the blind, direct hell. You don't even have to travel to the hell. You will bring the you will have home delivery. Your home will be delivered to your home. Home delivery. Understand? Only those few moments when they inspire and increase your devotion or faith towards the master, the relationship can be allowed, because those few moments they are no more disciples. Master's energy is working through them. After those few moments, just forget about them. Any disciple-disciple relationship is leading to hell. Carry these two words as a message. If just these two words, next Buddha Purnima, you will be celebrating your first experience. Understand? That should be the goal. Carry just these two as message. Anything comes in your mind, how Swamiji will behave. Do the same. And one more thing, be very clear. When you behave as I am behaving, you will have whatever I am having. That's a promise from existence. Because I am not having anything for which I am not qualified. You understand? A corporate company may have something for which they are not qualified. That is why it is taken away. I am not having anything for which I am not qualified. That is why I don't have fear that something will be taken away from me. I am a solid rock. Anything which is around me, I am qualified. Same way, when you just carry this one message, live like a master. For whatever you are qualified, it will always gather around you. And it will always stay with you. It will always be with you. Understand? Person who is courageous enough to say, how master will live? This is the way. Let me live. If your mind may create some other question, who knows, this is the way he will behave. I think he behaves in a different way. No. He may behave, but what can I do? I am not in that state now. I have not reached that stage now. He is enlightened. Then ask your mind, how Swamiji will behave for this thought? He will just not bother. He won't bother. I was not enlightened when I started living like Annamalai Swamigal. So naturally, he will not bother. Let me also not bother. Over. That's all you need to carry. When you carry this one truth in you, you are carrying me. You are carrying me. Carry the master. You will give birth to yourself. If you carry your husband or wife, you will give birth to one more person. Carry the master. You will give birth to yourself. You will give birth to yourself. Just these two is the message for you to take home. Disciple-disciple relationship is hell. Understand? I am not saying it will lead to hell. That itself is hell. And that is the reason your inner space is caught by too many unnecessary things. Second thing, important thing, for anything happens in you, how the master will behave, how master will respond, how master will be. Just be. Don't bother about any difficulty. Any difficulty comes up, just see how he will behave at this time. At the most, what difficulty can come? Death. Just remember how Swami will die. He will die, leave the body beautifully. Let me also do the same thing. That's all. What else is there? Nothing else. Anything can come. Just remember that one thing. How he will live, how he will live. Do the same thing over. Actually, this feeling connected, that gave the truth. That made me alive, intense, energetic. So even a small inspiration, this technique is very simple technique. Even such a simple thing can lead to such a wonderful experience because I was ready. Otherwise, there are so many people who are sitting and asking, who am I, who am I, who am I, from where thoughts are coming. But nothing is happening to them except little mosquito and forget about seeing 360 degree. They stop seeing even inside one. Even understand, carry this one message. Only later on I came to know that that day was Purnima. Afterwards, it's Mataji Kuppammal, she, her sannyas name was Brahma Yogini Vibudananda Puri Devi. Vibudai. She is called as Vibudai. It is she who found out from the calendar that was Buddha Purnima evening. The same moon which witnessed Buddha's awakening. Same moon as witnessed. Understand, the same moon is coming again and again. So, let the moon not miss some more enlightenments. Give some more chance to the moon. There is every possibility. All of you can give chance to the moon. Just carry this one message. Understand, it should go so deep in your inner space. While dream starts coming inside you should remember, hey, will Swamiji have a dream? No. Then relax. It should go so deep into your inner space, and it can go. Many times you can see, you will be aware inside your dream itself. You will be aware inside your dream. One person came and told me, Swamiji, I had a dream that some ghost was trying to catch me. Inside dream I remembered you, and suddenly that it has left. Means what? Inside dream also, the faith that Swamiji will save me has gone inside. When that can go inside, this can go inside. Not that in dream ghost will catch you. Dream itself is a ghost which will catch you. Suddenly, clearly remember, over. It is possible. Carry this one. How Swamiji will behave. Any problem can be solved with this one thought. Anything in the internal world can be solved. Because Paramahamsa is a person who has seen all experiences. He is only called Paramahamsa. If he has not had some experience, existence makes him go through that experience, only then he becomes Paramahamsa. So whatever you go through, you went through, going through, or yet to go through, I went through already. So there is no space which you can say I have not gone through. I have not gone through. So be very clear. Just remember this one word. How Swamiji will live. Just live. Over. Just live. You will see, you will be living enlightenment. So carry this one message and live it. And remove all other relationship from the head. You must be having many examples. How he will behave, how he will behave. From them on, you learn from your boss. How your boss will behave. You do the same way. You learn from your parents in the young age. You learn from your mother, father. So many things. Now decide. Learn from the master. See, when mother hands you over to the father, you have to forget whatever you learned from the mother. When
father hands you over to the master, you have to forget whatever you learned from the father. When master hands over you to the God, you have to forget whatever you learned from the master. So now, it's your job. Remember whatever you learned from the master. You will be handed over to God. Then there will be nothing to remember. There will be nothing to remember. People will remember you. When you don't have to remember things, people will remember you. That's all. So, disciple-disciple relationship leads to hell, because disciple-disciple relationship, you see, disciple-disciple relationship means what? You are in some difficulty and depression. That is why still you are disciple. And the other person is in difficulty and some depression. Both depression meeting with each other, what you will say? Depression plus depression? Not even square, infinity. Depression infinity. Because it is a quality. So it just becomes infinity. And you will vomit that infinity on everybody. And now you will see that whole over. It's like a garbage van. In India, if garbage van goes through a street, the whole street will be garbage. They will collect the garbage from houses and spread it all over the streets. Now that is their job. Now you can say that today morning through the street garbage van went, garbage truck has passed. Same way, when two depressed people gather and walk through a street, they will put garbage on everybody and go back. Do not be an Indian garbage truck. Depression, and not only, see, when two depression gathers, it's not just depression square, depression infinity, because they will vomit depression on everybody. They will vomit depression on everybody. Disciple-disciple relationship is hell. Forget that. Let the relationship be only with the master. Anybody who inspires you and enriches your trust towards the master, those few moments is master's energy. Only those few moments it's okay. Not after that. Not after that. Even the same person, no relationship after that moment. No relationship after that moment. Only those few moments, over. Understand and carry these two messages. Live enlightenment. Just carry this one thing. Anything, how master will live. Live like that. So, by next year, you will be celebrating your anniversary of first experience. My blessings, let you all live enlightenment and achieve and radiate the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you.